Welcome to CEO at Heart, the podcast where women entrepreneurs rise beyond limits with heart, strategy, and commitment. I'm your host, Lisa Padilla, business mentor, life coach, educator, and founder of CEO at Heart Academy, a space where coaching and mentorship are affordable, highly valuable, and deeply soul aligned. I created this for all the women who've always felt they were entrepreneurs at heart and are finally ready to follow that calling and walk that path and be successful. In a world full of judgment, societal expectations, success stigmas, and gender roles, I want to help you be seen for your ideas, for your expertise, and your warm, powerful presence in itself. And most of all, I want to help you come back to balance, where work feels fulfilling and life feels not just manageable, but empowering, rewarding, and just truly enjoyable. In this podcast, you'll find honest conversations, practical tools, and inspiring stories, plus access to the CEO at Heart Academy community details, our courses, and our growing business platform. You belong here, and I'm so glad you found your way. Welcome to this very first episode on CEO at Heart. I'm so happy to be here. I'm happy to speak to you today. And if you like this episode, then leave a heart below, subscribe to my channel because there will be many, many more. Today, I want to talk about why women fail to run successful businesses in the world. And this is not to say that all women fail to run successful businesses, because there are many amazing businesses out there, many women that I have observed blossom and expand their little empires, and I'm so happy for that. And I do know that it is a huge wave right now in filming. This is 2025. Maybe when you're watching it will be sometime in the future, but right now in 2025 we're having a huge wave of women breaking out, women starting their businesses, looking for the right communities, for the right support. But there are still many, many things wrong in this world that make women struggle to run successful businesses, to make it, to actually cross that point of making a profit in your business, to crossing that point of making a living from your business, meaning that you can pay your bills, that you can pay, activities for your kids, meaning that you can have a decent life or a very successful life while running your own business. And so this is important. This is important to be aware about. It's important for the people that are in power, for the people that work in government, for the people that work in organizations that are helping entrepreneurs. It's important to know that there is still a very big unequal gap between women entrepreneurs and men. And so one of the first reasons is that money mindset has not been trained in any of us, neither in men nor in women, when we were young, when you went to school. Right? Money mindset is not something that is trained, because we are meant to live little lives. We are meant to live lives where we go to our job, where we work 8 or 9 hours every day, where we leave home a specific time, come home a specific time, and the entire system is set out this way. So why would we ever question whether that is a good or a not so beneficial way of living? But many people are starting to wonder. Many people are starting to have those question marks. Is this really the life I want to live? Is this really the way I want to live for the next 30, 40, 50 years? Is this how I would like to save for my pension? Is this how I would like to live in my purpose? Maybe I am not even living in my purpose. So this is what I want to talk about today. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why women are not successful in this world right now, and why many women don't make it across the 2-year mark with their businesses. And like I said, one very big reason is money mindset. And the thing is that we are all trained to have a scarcity mindset, right? We are trained to always think that we don't have enough. We are not enough, we don't have enough, our knowledge is not enough, our expertise is not enough. And so why would we ask for more? Why would we feel like what we are receiving is not according to our value? Because if everyone thinks the same, if everyone says the same, if everyone is taught the same, why would we ever question, right? So this scarcity mindset is trained into us from very early on, from preschool, really. It starts when they're telling us, what do you want to be when you grow up? Do you want to be a firefighter? Do you want to be a preschool teacher? Do you want to be a dance teacher? Do you want to be an artist? And whenever kids say these jobs, I promise you, there are probably 80% of the population that will be, oh no, she wants to be an artist. That's not a secure career. And so these kids are going to grow up being told that this is not a career they should follow because it's not going to give them enough money, because it's not going to reward them in the right way. And so they are going to be trained to go on to that path of learning, studying, being good, getting the best grades, being competitive, always fighting to be better than someone else, onto a path that wasn't theirs, onto a path that is not what they originally felt like doing. And it goes all the way into our adult life, so much that these women, these people forget what was their passion. They forget what it actually was they felt so drawn to, they felt called to, they felt like this is my purpose in life, right? We forget. And so now, me being a life coach, I know that many women are going back to the roots. They are going back in the cycle saying, when did I forget? What happened on the way? Why is my life so blunt and boring right now? Why don't I wake up with enthusiasm anymore? Why do I get anxiety over the work that I do? Why do I feel that I'm not doing a good enough work, even though I try and work so hard every single day? Right? They are starting to ask themselves these questions, but they don't have the answers, because the only voice in our head is, you need to have a good career, you need to have great grades, you need to be very good at school, you need to always be a bit competitive, be better than your neighbor. And it is hard. It's hard to resist those voices, right? So this is how we are pushed into this scarcity mindset. I always need to have a little bit more. I need to be a little bit better. I need to, have the bigger house, the bigger car, the bigger garden. I promise you, when you start questioning the voices in your head, those critical voices, those things that tell you you need to be a certain way, you're going to put your feet on a journey that is going to be so exciting, so revolutionary, transformative, and you're going to have a lot of questions. I know. And you're going to get to low points and you might be crying. And you know what? That's good, because it's part of the transformation. It's part of realizing that not everything is as rosy and bloomy as it once seemed when people were telling us about it, because we didn't follow our own purpose. And so when we want to step out and when we want to make that decision of going into new ventures, of finding back to our soul, to our heart, of finding that purpose, of wanting to become an entrepreneur and maybe becoming that artist, or becoming that service entrepreneur, or becoming that Reiki teacher, or the yoga teacher, or the life coach, or whatever it is you want to do, right? We are faced with our internal fear. And it's almost like you can imagine this huge blown up monster behind us that represents our fear. And that is always with us, right? It's almost like you're married to it. It's always on your hand. It's always coming with you. And it's going to tell you, it's going to be all those little voices in your head. No, you can't do that. You're too small for that. You don't have enough knowledge for that. Your grades weren't good enough. You didn't make it to university. Your parents said differently. They told you all along that you're not going to earn that amount of money. We're always going to have these thoughts if we bring along fear, because fear is trying to keep us protected. But in some situations in life, you don't need that protection. You can tell fear to stay at home. Give it a name if you want. You can tell fear to stay at home, sit on the sofa, and you go out into the world and you experience all of it. The excitement, the doubt, the fun stuff, the happiness, the sadness, the things that feel difficult. You experience everything because you only have one life. There's only one life, and you get to experience all of these things unless you let yourself be pushed into that little box that society wanted to put you in, right? Then it's going to be hard to break out. But I know that many of you are curious about the unknown, curious about being independent, of following your path, your passions, of trying something new, of unfolding your genius, because you know it sits in there somewhere. You know that you have something uncovered that you haven't been utilizing at your work, you haven't been utilizing at school, you haven't been utilizing in front of any of your friends, but it's in there. So why not go and explore, right? It's the fear that holds us back. The other thing that holds us back is that you undervalue yourself. Many women undervalue what they can do, what they're able to do, what their expertise is, what their experience has given them, and what they can actually give to the world. We undervalue because you've been told all your life that you need to be more, do more, what you do is not enough, who you are is not enough, how you look is not enough. And it's not necessarily someone saying these exact sentences, but it's the social media, it's TV, it's all the media. Before social media, there was other media, right? It's your parents, your teachers, everyone that has always told you, well, that grade is good, but it could be better. Well, this looks nice, but it could look nicer, right? Well, you said that in a nice way, but you could have said that nicer. It's the little criticism that you get from all the different sides all your life that make you feel like you're never good enough. And the truth is, once you can put on those good enough shoes and you go out in the world, you're going to present yourself, to show up for yourself in a very different confidence. Your confidence level is going to present your being, your aura, your soul in a different way. People are going to see you with different eyes. They are not going to see you as the small, the little girl that seems to not be enough. They are going to see you as a strong, powerful human being that knows what she wants, that goes out for her dreams, that tests even though she's afraid, that leaves fear at home when she wants to, right? You're going to face the world and the challenges with a very different level of confidence. So stop undervaluing yourself. Start telling yourself the opposite. Start looking at all the things that you have experienced and learned in your lifetime and start being grateful for those and see the value in them. I'm sure that the one teacher in this one subject that was telling you these negative things has also taught you things for your life. What has she or he taught you? And I'm sure that this one workplace where you were and that maybe you left because you felt too stressed, or maybe you were let go, it has taught you something. It has given you experience. It has given you some part to move on, to learn something better, to experience something more in life. And it has been a positive experience in some way. And I want you to find out what has been positive. I want you to start valuing every single minute of your life. There are no mistakes. There are only lessons and blessings. Every time that you tell yourself, I made a mistake, tell yourself from now on, I have the opportunity here to learn a lesson. What is the lesson? How can I move on from this? How can I become better from here? How can I move into a different direction because I learned something? It's going to change your entire way of living. All right. The next thing that holds many women back, And it does have to do with the fear, and it does have to do with the undervaluing. It is a fear and an unknowingness of tech. Because, and this is something that I say as an online digital service entrepreneur, because I know that many women are so afraid to dive into tech because we're not used to using a lot of technological advances. And I can tell you why that is. It's because women have been at home in very different roles for a very long time in history. If you look back, right? If you look back, it's only been since maybe 1960 that women really started to break out of the traditional housewife role, right? Yes, there were women that were working during the war, during the Second World War in Europe. Yes, there were maybe few women that worked even before that, but it was not as common. It was common to be at home, take care of the kids, be by the stove, cook food, be responsible for everything inside the home. But work has not been in a woman's responsibility field until only, let's say, 70 years ago. And now think about men. Men have always been trading, selling, buying, traveling. So imagine what has been passed on through the generations. What kind of confidence, what kind of natural ability to move around and make sales conversations, to build systems, to think about how to make the market economy work better, how to see the flaws, how to deal with finances, how to calculate, all of that. And now there's tech. And tech scares many because it's part of that analytical finding out how to utilize new skills. And it is difficult. It is difficult, but it's not impossible to learn. The thing that is missing is the support, is the right support, and it's the teaching that works for women, right? Because yes, it is true. Maybe we do need a little bit longer to learn things. Maybe we need a little bit more confidence building in order to do our first sales call. Maybe we need more support and in setting our prices. Maybe we need more support in building a digital product because that's not been given to us through generations. It's not something we have observed in our moms, in our grandmothers, in our grandmothers. It was not in their role as a woman, right? Things have changed so much in these last 20, 30, 40 years that it's hard to keep up. But that doesn't mean that we're any less capable. The missing part here is that society has put us very equal. We are supposed to work the same, understand the same, do things as quickly as men. And the thing is, we still have that household role, right? Even in countries like Sweden, where I live, the roles have become a lot more equal. Men are doing a lot more in the household. But we are still those women who are by the stove, who care about our kids' activities, who pick up the kids from school, who cook the food at home, who do the laundry, who have all of these multitasking skills in our mind, right? Who go through the female cycle and go through very different hormonal changes than men. So the entire 100% equality, it doesn't work. How is it supposed to work? You know, you can write books and you can have studies and you can go on demonstrations and make sure that everything is adjusted, everything is the same, everyone has the same rights. But only the rights are not going to change history. Only the rights are not going to change confidence levels in women. Okay, so I already tapped here into the missing support, right? The missing support, and it is a fact that women entrepreneurs are not as supported as male entrepreneurs. This is proven by studies. It's proven in statistics and numbers. You can look it up. It's a fact. It's improving, but there are still so many things that we need to adjust to, that we need to understand, that we need to look into, that we need to even out. And so this is one of the reasons why I have founded CEO at Heart Academy. It's only for women. We explain to women. We understand the situation they're in. We understand the situation of a single mother who has to pay her bills, but still wants to find her purpose. That woman who has got the confidence to quit her job and start a business. That woman who has been let go of a job and now is starting a business, right? Finding back to your inner self, to your purpose, letting go of all the stigmas, letting go of all the expectations that society has, of all of those things that your parents and your teachers have told you and taught you during your life. It's hard. And that's why I have created the Academy, because here we have a support system. Here we have the tech support. We provide the help and we provide the tools so that you can learn from scratch and you don't need to feel like someone who doesn't have enough of anything. You are enough. The person that you are is enough. You can do so many more things than you think you're capable of. And we help with that. We create a community where women feel at home. And we create a community, a space where you can learn the tech, the skills, the sales skills, the marketing skills, the skills as a CEO, as a leader, as a business owner in your own time, in your own space, with your own conditions. Whether you are a single mom, whether you are a mom of 5 children, whether you are in your 50s, in your 40s, or in your 20s, you can learn with us, and we give you courses, community, friends, accountability. We give you a network where people see you. We see you. We understand what you are going through and what you have gone through. Because this is not new. There are so many women out there who have gone through the same thing. But let me tell you, there are only very few who take the courageous step to face their fear and to start a business. There are only very few. Now, what I found very interesting is that the right for women to vote in Europe has mostly been established during 1900. In Sweden, for example, it was 1919. In Spain, it was 1924. In the UK, it was 1928. In Romania, surprisingly, it was 1946. And then in Portugal, 1976. Can you believe that? Women have not been voting in Portugal until 1976. Do you see the connection to what I was talking about earlier? How women have been belittled and have been undervalued in our society? How are we supposed to believe in ourselves, believe in that we can do things, create things, expand businesses, expand beyond our limits, if the countries, if the governments didn't believe that? Imagine. So, this being said, I hope this was interesting for you. I hope I have opened your eyes to some reflections. I'm always happy to answer any questions. You can send an email to hello@lisamariacoaching.com. You can go to our website, ceo@heart.com. You can take my free courses, or you can join our membership and start with a month and see how you like it. And you can meet all the ladies in there. You can meet those ladies who have taken the courageous step to start their businesses, who are fighting, who are succeeding, who are taking the steps, the strategic steps to succeed. And I help you on the way. I help you, and the women that I have trained help you. My team helps you. We are a community that lifts you up. We know that you can do it. We have seen it many, many times. If I could do it, I am sure that you can. So I'm really happy that you watched until the end. I'm looking forward to hear your feedback. Please do leave me some comments here below this video. I would love to hear if you have liked this first episode, and I'm going to see you very soon. Bye. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe to our channel if you want to learn more about how to run a successful services business, latest tech trends, CEO mindset, and business strategy. And I'd be super grateful if you leave me a comment with your questions, your ideas, or your feedback. I'll see you on the next episode, and I'm really looking forward to connect. Stay loyal to your growth and live life as the CEO you have always been at heart.